Themberchaud. Yes, Blake. Themberchaud. It looks like we have a sweet box opening today. Yes, Blake. They are my dragon homies. You must open them, summon them for us, and bring us to victory. I will, Themberchaud. Thank you for coming today. Thanks, Themberchaud. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me today, Blake Scholar Magic. And today we have a sweet box of Dragonstorm Tarkir. I'm in. I'm all in. I was like, the play boxes, they suck. But the set is got some incredible cards, and they really are something. I think the Ugin is like one out of like every kind of 2 years type of card. I guess like you can kind of compare it to like a kind of a cityscape leveler, I suppose. And that's at like a bare minimum. And then it actually is 1 mana cost less. And then it just has passive abilities and draws cards, and it's just like that card is just like completely whacked out. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the tail. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, so perhaps we just like pop open this first set here, kind of get a feel for the set, kind of see what's going on. But overall, it just seems like a really solid one in general. And you're not going to be sad about opening this up. There's some great dragons. Taval is especially very good. I think it's very strong. I have built a Brawl deck over there, and that one did very well. That video did very well. And it's because the card is good. It's a good, strong dragon, and has some really cool synergies with artifacts. So obviously a very good one in general. But we'll definitely be looking today for the Ugin and the Elspeth. Obviously, those are some big, major hits. This is a very good card too. That's one that I've already picked up through pack openings, but I'm not sad about getting another one. This one has very good implications for Commander, and will work very well with your enter the battlefield creatures and your creatures that will connect and deal combat damage for sure. And maybe tokens perhaps too. If you have like some token synergy, like this with like an Ocelot Pride does pretty well. So perhaps it could even like play being in like a 1-1 format, even though you're only going to get 1 token for the per opponent. But in a multiplayer format, obviously it gets even better. Okay, and I don't know if we can get the Dragon Eye. That might only be for collector's packs, but you can get the impending lands at least. So that will be something we'll look for as well. They have like the dragon silhouette, so that's really nice. And I did not clear my queue for my video, so this will probably definitely just be like a 10-pack opening, just at risk the video gets like corrupted. So it'll just be a shorter one, which is fine. I think people kind of enjoy like kind of just this, kind of a small sample size sometimes. The longer videos are cool, but perhaps maybe not everybody's favorite. There's so much content. Blake. Blake. Ooh, Crater Hoof Behemoth. Bang. That's great. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll take a Crater Hoof all day. What a card. What a freaking card that is, guys. Dang. All right. Cool. All right, we're going to have to put this one kind of right there. Wow, that's a hot start there, fellas. Hit me up with a like and subscribe for that. I'm the hardest worker in YouTube Magic the Gathering channel. We do it all here. We're experimenting. We do all sorts of stuff. I was thinking perhaps trying like a $100 budget, like in real life kind of video, where I go to the LGS and attempt to build a deck off of $100. The concept would be to go to their land binder first and kind of see like what kind of action we can get into. I thought that would be a good strategy. I thought maybe go to the multicolored first, but I thought that maybe perhaps going to the land section first of like a binder might kind of be the best kind of strategy. What do you guys think? What would you do first? And once we kind of see what kind of lands were available, and obviously I would have probably a preference. You know, for a $100 deck, I think probably black would probably be a good starter. Just maybe even like maybe a sacrifice or aristocrat strategy would be kind of fun. So maybe that would be like kind of like favored, but definitely would look into the kind of the mana base first. And this one's good. This is like kind of like a binding, right? Destroy target permanent on chapter 1, and then you're going to mill the 3 cards, which is more value for your graveyard. That's a good selection too, and I mean obviously that's a kind of a strict criteria for lands. You may discard a card on chapter 3. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. So kind of an interesting one to say the least, I'll say. Kind of a slower burn, but the fact that it removes like any permanent's really nice, right? Kind of like a Beast Within type of effect. All right, let's continue. Obviously not instant speed, so I guess that's kind of the drawback. But back to the idea, you know, hit the lands first, then get into the multicolor binder. From there, what? Like, what is next? Obviously, dictating on what colors you got for the multicolor, and maybe picking a commander, obviously. From there, we could probably get into the colors that we need. Obviously, artifacts would kind of, you know, be looked into as well. And then kind of make a deck and do that at commander games. I think that'd be kind of fun if they'd let me do that. I would probably edit it too. I don't usually edit my videos, but you know, if we put in a little like kind of time, maybe make it fun. This guy's an interesting fellow too. Fellothar, Dawn of Abzan, Plains, Swamp, Forest. Legendary creature, human warrior, trample. Whenever Fellothar enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Okay, little counter synergy there. Very interesting. Hey, Kodos is cool, guys. I think this is a cool one. I will set Kodos to the side. I think this would be like a very cool commander. I've seen just like kind of like, you know, kind of just generic kind of pumping this kind of thing. Like you can go counters, I suppose, like 1/1 counters. Get cards such as like the Ozolith. I mean, it already has Indestructible, which is nice. And then you can go pump up this fool, and when you connect with it, you can, you know, look at the top X cards of your opponent's library, and you may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana costs, and that's dictated by the power or the combat damage that is dealt by this particular commander at that time. So, very interesting card. Obviously, folds to like you know, the Toxic Deluges and Meat Hook Massacres of the world, but other than that, pretty good stuff. So we'll put that one to the side too. I like Kodos for sure. There is some interesting lands in this one as well. There is, I think the blue land seems pretty solid for sure. Just like assault, like a, you know, uncounterability. Pay 1, cast your spell. It can't be countered. And I think that's for any spell. So that's kind of a nice one. This guy's kind of a nice one. Definitely good for single instances of removing cards from your graveyard. Really good card for that, for like single instances. You can kind of, if you have a way to kind of repeat that, you're definitely be in the money. And it definitely combos off with some certain cards. So I'll put that one to the side as well. Of course, we're still looking for the Ugin. It's a 7. Hey, we were just talking about this, and there it is. Isn't that fantastic? It's like a 6th sense, you know? This land enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Add blue. Blue and a tap. The next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. That's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So much versatility. It's fantastic. I don't know what to tell you. This guy's pretty cool too. Yeah, this guy's like a token generator. And what's nice about this for the Mobilize, I believe Mobilize makes the warrior tokens, and this basically denies that sacrifice, so you get to keep those tokens, which is really good. Probably a good card, right? For multiple formats, I suppose. This guy's interesting. He's like a keyword soup type of guy. Oh yeah, I'm glad I got this, guys. Yeah, I had it's kind of a tougher week this week. I'll be honest. Work has been kind of a bummer, but it's fine. It is what it is. It's always busy, guys. It's always busy. All right, here we go. Got something back there. I know they're doing like treatments on the uncommons for this set. So overall, I'm very satisfied with like kind of this set. It seems like it's so much better than Aether Drift. It's kind of worlds apart. It's kind of amazing that a company can like produce such a crap set. Sorry, like in terms of this enjoyability and maybe value. And then they like come out with a set such as this. Some people would say that's like a holdover set, like where it's just kind of stringing you along, you know. Mardu Monument and something weird over here. The Sinkhole Surveyor is our kind of borderless treatment. They have this kind of treatment on some of the rares. And that is one generic, one black, Bird Scout Flying. Whenever this creature attacks, you lose 1 life and this creature endures 1. Endures, probably something imagined that once it dies, it produces something or you get something out of it, I suppose. I'm not too sure about the mechanic, though. All right, we are doing well. A couple more packs here. Hopefully the video doesn't say nope. But yeah, it is what it is. I got excited and I said, hey, let's open this bad boy. I would like to read through these. I mean, I already opened like 10 of these already, and I said I'd read through the uncommons eventually and stuff and the commons, but I just still haven't. So I just have more reading material now. This one's interesting. It acts like a cultivate for that omen. I do know how omen works. You can either cast for the omen or cast for its major cost for the creature. Either way, it's not like an adventure where you'd have access to that creature after. It's one or the other. If you use the omen, it will shuffle back to your library, which is interesting. So this one will put a forest, and then you get a forest to hand. That forest would come into tap that you did put into play. This one is nice. You gain the life when this creature enters, this dragon, and then when another dragon enters, you gain another 3 life. So it's a very interesting card. Really interesting life swing there. This one's a nice saga. I'll probably put it in my Shiku deck just because it's just really good value, you know? And maybe we get busy with Shiku. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. It's a saga. And there's that. So put this one to the side. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. The Crater Hoof was a big massive for us. And the Mistrise Village seems really solid too. I would like also to get a Storm Scale Scion. I would prefer that. I did have like kind of a deck idea for standard, basically like mono red ramp dragons to like Ugin. You know, you can play the new Sarkhan, you can play the new, Dragon Mox or whatever, Mox Jasper, and also play Gruul and get the Lumbering World Wagon, and then just like, ramp into Ugin. Ooh, that's nice. That's a special guest mythic, Eerie Ultimatum, so that's nice. Return any number of permanent cards with different mana names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Fantastic. Kind of just showed up out of nowhere. Put it up there. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, this looks so sick. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Add colorless. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only cast a dragon spell or an omen spell. 4, and a tap. Sacrifice this land. Search your library for a dragon card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand and shuffle. It seems fine. Kind of like a little tutoring action there. Seems fine for your dragon decks. Yeah, I just feel like Ugin, I mean, the thing is that mono red can basically deal like, 8 damage to your face on turn 2. So, I mean, you only have 20 life. I mean, it's hard to ramp into Ugin. Like, I feel like you'd, have to have like some cornucopias or, it's not like you're given like, 1/4 death touchers that can like get through that trample damage from Monstrous Rage either. So, I mean, standard is kind of poor in that manner where, it's kind of like, some serious RNG guards, and you really have to like, really tinker. You really have to tinker to get something nice. And this is a fantastic outcome. And you know what to do. You know what to do. Like it, share with your friends. Mox Jasper. Add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control a dragon. Sweet. I'll take that, homie. And then we'll take a an Ugin here. It's fine. It's fine. I actually did like my Zur list. I'll put that in the comments. You guys can check it out. I think it's great. It has Astral Cornucopias. It has Marchesa, who's just a wall in herself. Just eats up like little guys for breakfast. And obviously you can, has Omnath, Locus of All, a copy of that. And some other, even has like a Taval in the deck too. And obviously Zur is very good with, ley line binding and such. The mana bases are good. So, I mean, the removal is good as well. But obviously those mono red grinders are out there and they're going to get you. Create a 5/5 green elf and creature token. Interesting. Double the power and toughness of each creature you control on end of turn. Interesting. Okay, and we got a double rare. That's fantastic. As this enchantment enters, choose Sultai or Abzan. Whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains menace until end of turn. I kind of like that card. It kind of reminds me of like Call of the Ring, like where it's like has a lot of stipulation to draw, but when it's going, And I mean, that could be, you could do that during your opponent's turns, right? With certain types of cards, like the Ozolith, the Shattered Spire can do that. So interesting stuff, huh? Yeah, I liked all these openings. This was fantastic. So yeah, let's see what we kind of got here. Let's look at the goodies, from my opinion. Kind of see what we got here. Be nice, gentle. All right, so yeah, these seems all pretty cool. Mox Jasper, fantastic. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon, Eerie Ultimatum, nice. Rediscover the Way, seems cool. Zurgo, Mistrise Village, seems really nice. The Kuru Goalkeeper, it seems right in the right type of decks, otherwise not that good. Kodos, the Fangkeeper, and there it is, the Behemoth. So thank you so much for joining me. Hit me up with a subscribe if you would. I am on my way to 500. I'm definitely, getting enough views, Overall, just kind of have to start picking it up on the subscribership a little, I think, to kind of really get this going. And, I will put my heart into it. So I appreciate you all for joining me today. And, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.